Hey guys, I'm Shelby Burton, and thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. So normally this is Keto Made Easy, where I talk about keto tips and recipes and little keto hacks with therapeutic ketones, but today I'm coming to you with something a little bit different. I'm coming to you with some travel tips. So we just got back from a 2-week vacation, and I'm excited to share some travel tips with you. So we decided to try and hit every attraction that we went to down in San Diego for our 2-week vacation. Our first week was spent up in Washington and Oregon with our family, and we saw some amazing things. We did this magic quest, and we did this really cool hike. So that was so cool. Went up and visited with family and saw some beaches and stuff like that. So that was really, really cool. It was all planned out for us, so I didn't have to worry, didn't have to stress about it. However, for our San Diego part, that was all on us. We weren't there with any family. We did get some tidbits from our friends that live near that area, so thank you so very much for that. So I wanted to come to you guys because we ended up going to the San Diego Zoo. And I do have to tell you, it is an amazing place. It is so cool. However, you're definitely gonna wanna pack a couple things. You're gonna wanna make sure you're in your walking shoes. You're gonna wanna make sure you have a hat. You wanna make sure you have water and sunscreen, all right? And something very comfortable as a backpack or something that you can carry around. It was amazing. It was really, really, really fun. However, my poor husband got really, really sick. We had a flu bug going around, and he ended up catching it this day. So we tried to get through as much as we can in the morning, and then it started to get really, really hot. Well, what was really cool about the zoo, not my husband getting sick, of course, because that was not fun, is that we didn't know if we could come and go. So I knew we needed to get my husband home. He wasn't feeling good, and I didn't want him to, force himself to be with us when he wasn't feeling good. So I asked the park, can we return? What can we do? And what's really cool, if you guys didn't know, is that the San Diego Zoo lets you come and go as long as you have your stamp. Now, the only problem is I knew we were going to go back to the hotel, and the kids wanted to swim for a while. So I knew right off the bat that their stamp was going to disappear. So what I asked them was, hey, what do we do because we're going to be swimming? Well, they have this list called a swimmer's list. So when I talked to the lady is like, oh yeah, just go over and put them on the swimmer's list. And I was like, okay, a swimmer's list? So I went over to customer service and just say, hey, we're gonna leave. I'm gonna take my kids swimming, and then we're gonna come back when it's cooler. So I just put our names down, how many were in our group, and made sure that I had our ticket stubs to get back in. And we went back to the hotel so my husband could rest, and the kids swam. And we went back at night when my husband was sleeping, and it worked out perfect. Their stamps had washed off, but because we were on the swimmer's list, all we had to do is say, yeah, this is it, this is our name, this is our passes, we've already paid, and everything worked out perfect. We got to go back in. So what was really cool about that, and what I'm going to suggest for you guys to do, because the zoo is big. Now, if you just want to rush through it or see little things here and there, that's perfectly fine too. However, this was our first time there, and we wanted to make sure that we saw everything. We hit every attraction, the kids weren't rushed, it was really just relaxed. So my advice would be kind of do with the same thing we did, however, not get sick, have it planned out, where you go in the morning time so you can see the animals right when it opens. As they're awake, they're alert, they've had their breakfast, they're excited, they're moving around, and it was really cool to see all of them out. And then right about lunchtime, because normally the zoo starts to feed their animals too at lunch. So a lot of them go back and they're not out. So this is a great time for you to take your family like we did. We went back to the hotel, swam for a couple hours, the kids got some lunch, and we just relaxed for a little bit. And then we went back. So that's kind of a great little, break up from being on your feet and walking up and down hills. So that way you can take a break and then come back when it's a little bit cooler. So we ended up going back around 6 o'clock is what time we got there. I would always suggest maybe going back a little bit earlier, you know, maybe around 4 or 5, just so you have a little bit more time, because we did have to rush at the very end just because it started to get dark. The park closed at 9 that night, so we were a little bit rushing, but we did make it through everything. And what was really cool is we did get to see everything but the polar bears. The polar bears were the only things that were not out at that time of night. But what was really neat about it too was the way we had ended up going was right near the entrance of the sky buckets that go over the zoo. So we got to experience the zoo during the day, but then we also got to experience it during the night, and we got to take that ride over the zoo at night and see San Diego lit up and everything just gorgeous. So it was 2 different aspects, 2 different things that we got to experience. And if we would have stayed at the zoo just all day, we wouldn't have been able to experience that at night. And they also did a really cool parade at night, so we got to experience that too. So there's a lot of little things that went on that I wasn't aware of, that if we would have not gone back at night, we would have missed. So just make sure, you know, and another little thing that was really cool is, you know, I just asked around, hey, what's happening? What's going on? And the people would let me know, hey, this is what's happening at this time, or this is what's going on. So, you know, it was a really good experience. We learned a lot, and it was so enjoyable. So that's just a little tip if you're going to the San Diego Zoo, knowing that you can leave and come back, and there is such thing as a swimmer's list. So if you're worried about the stamp coming off, just go put your name on there. It was very simple and very easy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little tip. I know it wasn't keto friendly. However, I will give you this keto tip. Take your shaker, take your water, take your little ketone packet with you, because you're gonna need the energy to walk through the entire zoo. Believe me, without the ketones, I wouldn't have made it through. Believe me, walking up and down, I had amazing energy. I was in a great mood, and with all the stress that was going on with my husband not feeling good, and, you know, making sure that my kids still had a wonderful time was something I really wanted to be able to do. And I know if I hadn't had my ketones or hadn't had them in me in ketosis, my mood would have been completely different. I would have been stressed out. I would have been frustrated, and I probably would have taken it out on them. So it was really exciting to see how being in ketosis really helped me, you know, with the challenging, you know, situations that come that are unexpected on your travels. So it was a great opportunity to put the ketones to test, and I have to say it worked out great. I had an amazing time. My kids had an amazing time. My poor husband, he had to sleep most of the time, so but he did get better. But so that was really exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. Again, you can come and go. Make sure you have your ketones. Make sure you have lots of water on you. All right, you guys have a wonderful day or night.